What up, YouTube? It is your boy, All About The Sneakerz, back with another unboxing and review video for you guys. Now today, as you can tell from the thumbnail, as well as the title of the video, that is correct, guys. We're unboxing the Air Jordan 1 Mid Heat Reflective, maybe better known as the multicolor. Alright guys, if you were not aware, this is a color changing mid. Personally, it is one of my anticipated pickups. For it to be a mid, you know how I rock here on the channel, guys. I do not care if it's a low, mid, or a high Air Jordan 1. I'm copping it if I like it. Stop the hype, cop what you like. You know the motto, guys. Now before we get any further, I do want to say it is a blessing to be back in front of you guys. It's been a little minute since I did a video, maybe a couple of weeks. I did have a lot of work lined up, guys, that I needed to catch up on, a bunch of things. I have been picking up some sneakers. I haven't been able to bring every video to the channel. However, this one I did want to focus on, and I do have other ones to focus on as well. But again, it's good to be back in front of the camera, guys. Hate when I have these little hiatuses away, but there are other things that I do have to handle in life. I'm a busy person. As much as I wish I could only do YouTube for a living, hey man, I got other things to do. But here we are, guys, with this Air Jordan 1 mid. Now this is a very interesting Air Jordan 1 in my opinion. I do believe that it did not get as much hype as it is for me. It was highly anticipated, and I do believe if it was on an Air Jordan 1 High OG, it would have got a lot more hype. We know how that goes. But I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, is this heat reflective or not? And to be honest with you, it is not heat reflective, so that's why I don't really cater to that name. That name did come from StockX, to my knowledge. That's where I seen it at. I call it the multicolor or the chameleon paint or color changing mid, whatever you want to call it, guys. Really, it's just a multicolor mid that is iridescent, so it does change color according to light, and it does have like the little hologram scratchiness as far as the texture goes that overlays the iridescent material. So no, it's not like a mood ring. It doesn't change colors if you're angry or if you're happy. It's not anything like that, nor if it does hit the heat, it changes colors, nothing like that, but it's still very, very cool. Now this sneaker did drop today, guys, on Nike's website. However, it has probably hit some of you guys as retailers maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. As you know, with mids, they do not get a typical release date. Nike does seem to be the last one on the list, as the retailers seem to get them first, like I say, weeks to months ahead of time. But this sneaker did sit out on Nike's website today, guys, so if you're interested in it, you may want to get out there quick, fast, and copy a pair before everyone else jumps on the bandwagon. Tomorrow will be Friday, people will be getting their paychecks, and you know how that goes. However, guys, if you're new to the channel or if you're not, make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and share button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on future release videos. Now, with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so as you guys can see here, I have the shipping box in hand. Do want to give a big shout out to Foot Locker for the dub on this one, and a big ups to Bay for the dub on this one. This is actually my double up pair on this shoe. She copped them as well as I did. Jumped up one morning, saw the Finish Line had dropped the shoes, and I went out there, copped it immediately. Again, big ups to Foot Locker and big ups to Bay. However, again, as you see here, we do have the shipping box. Let's go ahead and get the shoe box out. All right, the first thing we get out of the box is this thank you card. It shows who prepared the shoe and getting the shoe box out. And as you can see here, we do have our typical mid box, the black box with the golden Jumpman right on top, smack dab in the center. On the bottom of the box, we get our typical Nike branding. And on one side of the box, we get that golden Jumpman with our size sticker. And the size sticker reads Air Jordan 1 Mid SE. The colorway is white black. This is a men's US size 10, personal size for me in the Air Jordan. And the suggested retail value is $130 US. All right, guys, let's see what we have under the lid. All right, flipping the lid up, as you can see, we have a typical cardboard color on the back of the lid. We do get a lot number right there on the side wall of the lid. We get our standard off-white tissue paper with the golden 23s all over it. And let's go ahead and get the shoe out. And there you have it, guys, the Air Jordan 1 Mid, heat reflective, multicolor, chameleon paint, color changing click. You get the point, guys. A very, very clean sneaker in my opinion. Again, one of my highly anticipated pickups for the month of August 2021. I'm glad to have this shoe in hand and to have it in the collection. Let's go ahead and do a quick 360 on the shoe. Alright guys, and as you know, if you have seen one mid, you have seen them all. Nothing too spectacular as far as any differences on this shoe except for that colorful color changing effect. Very, very clean. That is the thing that sold me the most on this shoe, as well as I do happen to like the color blocking. It does have a bit of a Chicago color blocking, minus the fact that it changes colors in the back, but it does have that Chicago black toe type of color blocking. Now let's go ahead and go over the shoe a little in depth, starting here with our outsole. As you can see, we do get an all black outsole, very clean. Going to be something easy to keep clean. We get that white midsole just wrapping around the shoe. On up to the upper here on the mid panel, as you can see, we do get white here on the mid panel as well as we get on our toe box. We'll go over that here shortly. And again, this is that black toe color blocking that I mentioned. We do get black leather just going around the toe cap, on up here to our eye stay, and as well as our eyelets. And we also get that black leather Nike swoosh, which I did fail to mention. All of that is leather on the upper, guys. And it is a typical mid leather, even though this is an SE Nike. I think they could have did a little bit better with the leather on this shoe, considering it is an SE. I feel like they could have did a little bit better on the leather for $130. However, on to that infamous iridescent, heat reflective, what they say, which it really isn't, color changing pattern on the shoe. Very, very clean. As you can see here, we do get a little bit of red in the shoe. As I move it around, you see that does change the blue. Up here we get a little bit of yellow, and then as I move it, it turns to green as well as purple. Just a bunch of different colors, probably every color under the rainbow if you move it around at the right angle. But it is very nice, guys, especially in hand, because you may even see colors that you're not seeing in this video. However, we do get a black embossed Air Jordan wing logo, which is really hard to see except for when it turns a certain color. The lighter colors, as you can see, it does give a contrast and you can see it a lot better. But when it's on a dark color, you can hardly see it at all, but still very nice in my opinion. But as you can see, we do get that here on our heel as well as this ankle piece, so very, very nice in my opinion. Loving this shoe so far. However, that is all we have for the lateral side of the shoe, guys. Moving along, and onto the medial side of the shoe, we get a very, very similar look, just minus that Air Jordan wing logo, but we still do get that iridescent color changing material on the medial side of the shoe as well. And just to show you guys a little closely, it does have this sort of textured effect to it. It looks almost like leather or like a stone, you know, like couch leather, a coat leather or something like that. You can see that little texture, and that is up underneath, so you can't feel that. However, on the outside of this, if you listen up, you do get that scratchy sort of texture like a hologram. And now that I'm kind of feeling on the shoe, you can feel that texture that gives that old couch sort of look or leather look. You can actually feel that. So even though it does have this scratchy material on the outside, it is also textured with that sort of reptile skin look that you see right there. So yeah, very interesting, very cool. I'm not sure how they did all of this, but it is very clean, guys, in my opinion. And it is what makes the shoe the shoe. Like, guys, I love it a lot. Can't tell you how cool it is. Maybe once you get it in hand, you'll feel the same way, or maybe you feel that way now. Again, I believe if they did put that on an Air Jordan 1 High OG, it'd be an instant sellout. We know how it goes with hype, guys. So don't sleep on these mids if you like what you see. But that does pretty much wrap it up for the medial side of the shoe. Moving along, taking a look at the shoe from the top down, as you can see, we do get that white going around our midsole, black leather going around our toe cap, white leather here on our toe box with the perforated holes, standard flat white shoestrings in place. We get a white nylon tongue going completely up the shoe, and up to the top of that tongue tab, we do get some more of that same textured material with the color changing effect, and we do get a black Jumpman with air painted right there on top of the tab. Very, very clean. Love it. Onto the back of the shoe, as you can see, we do get white on that midsole, black on that upper collar, and we get that color changing effect going completely up the back of the shoe. Very clean. All right, it's a little tough to see on the interior of the shoe. However, I'll go ahead and state it here, guys. We do get this black mesh sort of breathable sock liner. Very, very cool. We also get a black insole with a white painted Jumpman. We got our size tag on the back of the tongue, and we also get a cardboard shoe tree in place. And last but not least, guys, onto the outsole of the shoe. As you can see, we do get that all black outsole, something that we are accustomed to seeing now on Air Jordan 1s, whether it's lows, mids, highs, whatever. I believe Nike really knows that people want to keep their shoes clean, and putting a black outsole on it is the best way to get the job done. However, guys, you just saw it right here on All About The Sneakerz, the Air Jordan 1 mid mid heat reflective, better known as the multicolor, or whatever you want to call it, guys. A very, very clean shoe in my opinion. Again, glad to have this one in the collection. Comment below and let me know if you guys went after this sneaker today, or if you copped this a week ago, month ago, whatever. You happen to catch it in store, you got it on some different website, a retailer, resale site, whatever, or you copped it today on Nike, guys. Comment below and let me know. As you guys know, I'm always in the comments responding, so I will get to your comments ASAP. However, guys, again, if you're new to the channel or if you're not, make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and share button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on future release videos. Now, I do want to thank you guys as always for watching, tuning in, sharing the videos, doing all of that good stuff, guys. It's very, very much appreciated. Can't thank you enough. However, that is all I have for you guys today on this episode. Until the next episode, keep keeping it all about the sneakers. Once again, it is your boy, All About the Sneakers, signing off. Until the next episode, I will catch you guys later. Salute, I'm out.